What if Black history didn't start with slavery, but with empires more powerful than Rome? Long before Columbus sailed, Africa held kingdoms richer and more advanced than most of Europe.
South of Egypt, the Kingdom of Kush grew into one of Africa's earliest great powers. Kushite kings like Paye and Taharqa eventually conquered Egypt, ruling as its 25th dynasty. Ancient Egypt wasn't separate from Africa. It was deeply woven into African trade and culture. In West Africa, the Nok culture was smelting iron over 2,500 years ago. The city of Geno in Mali was thriving centuries before most medieval European cities existed. The Ghana Empire controlled gold and salt trade routes, becoming one of history's wealthiest kingdoms. Sundiata Keita united rival clans and founded the powerful Mali Empire in the 13th century. Mansa Musa's 1324 pilgrimage to Mecca carried so much gold it crashed Cairo's entire economy. Timbuktu's Sankore University held thousands of manuscripts covering law, medicine, astronomy, and mathematics for centuries. Under Askia Muhammad, the Songhai Empire became the largest and most organized state in Africa. Camel caravans crossed the Sahara Desert, carrying gold, salt, bokes, and ideas across entire continents. Along East Africa's coast, cities like Kilwa and Mombasa grew rich from Indian Ocean trade. These Swahili traders connected Africa directly to India, Persia, and China long before Europeans arrived. Great Zimbabwe's massive stone walls were built without mortar, standing strong for over 5 centuries. The Kingdom of Benin produced bronze plaques so detailed that Europeans doubted Africans had made them. In Ife, Yoruba artists cast bronze and terracotta heads with a realism centuries ahead of Europe.
Ethiopia's ancient Aksumite kingdom minted its own coins and traded directly with Rome, India, and Arabia.
Ethiopia carved entire churches from solid rock and remained one of Africa's few uncolonized nations.
So why does this rich history rarely appear in classrooms across the United States today?
Today, satellites and artificial intelligence are helping archaeologists uncover forgotten African cities buried for centuries. But everything changed in the 15th century, when European ships first began reaching Africa's shores. Portuguese explorers reached West Africa's coast, opening trade routes that would soon turn deadly for millions. By the 1500s, European powers had built a brutal system called the transatlantic slave trade.
Historians estimate over 12 million Africans were forced onto ships bound for the Americas alone. Roughly 2 million people died during the brutal ocean crossing known as the Middle Passage. Ships carried enslaved people to the Americas, then sugar and cotton back to European ports.
On plantations, enslaved men, women, and children endured forced labor, violence, and constant family separation. Enslaved people resisted constantly, from the Stono Rebellion to the Haitian Revolution's stunning final victory. Despite everything, enslaved communities preserved African languages, music, and spiritual traditions passed down through generations. Free Black communities built churches, schools, and mutual aid societies even before slavery officially ended.
Frederick Douglass escaped slavery and became one of America's most powerful voices for total abolition.
Harriet Tubman risked her life repeatedly, guiding dozens of enslaved people safely north to freedom. The Civil War and the 1863 Emancipation Proclamation began the long road toward legal freedom. The 13th Amendment officially abolished slavery in 1865, though true equality remained still far away. During Reconstruction, Hiram Revels became the first Black man elected to the United States Senate. Those gains were quickly attacked through black codes, Jim Crow laws, and widespread racial violence. In 1896, Plessy versus Ferguson made separate but equal the law of the entire land. In 1921, a thriving black district called Greenwood was destroyed in the Tulsa Race Massacre.
Millions of Black Americans left the South during the Great Migration, seeking safety and opportunity.
In Harlem, a stunning cultural explosion of writers, musicians, and artists reshaped American art forever. Inventors like Garrett Morgan and entrepreneurs like Madam C.J. Walker built truly lasting American legacies. During World War II, the Tuskegee Airmen proved themselves among America's most skilled fighter pilots. By the mid-20th century, decades of struggle had laid groundwork for a massive movement.
But what would it actually take to legally dismantle a century of segregation and injustice?
The answer finally arrived through courtrooms, boycotts, marches, and an unstoppable nationwide civil rights movement. In 1954, Brown versus Board of Education legally ended segregation in America's public school system.
Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her seat sparked the Montgomery bus boycott and Dr. King's rise.
The 1964 Civil Rights Act and 1965 Voting Rights Act finally dismantled legal segregation nationwide.
The Black Power movement pushed for pride, self-reliance, and stronger political and economic control.
In 1968, Shirley Chisholm became the first black woman elected to the United States Congress. The rise of the internet transformed how black communities organized, communicated, and shared their stories. Today, black engineers and entrepreneurs are building companies across AI, cybersecurity, and clean renewable energy. Historically, black colleges and universities keep producing graduates who reshape entire industries across the nation. Katherine Johnson calculated NASA's orbital paths, while Mae Jemison became the first black woman in space.
Black artists and athletes now shape global culture across music, film, fashion, and professional sports.
In 2008, Barack Obama made history by becoming the first black president of the United States, marking a turning point for the nation.
Beginning in 2013, the Black Lives Matter movement pushed police accountability into every national conversation.
Economists still track a massive racial wealth gap, one rooted directly in centuries of exclusion.
Black-owned businesses are growing fast, using e-commerce and digital tools to reach global customers.
Digital archives and virtual museums now preserve black history for generations who never saw it. DNA testing and online genealogy now let families trace roots once erased by slavery's records. Real challenges still remain in healthcare, housing, and education, gaps that didn't appear by accident. Yet alongside those real challenges sits genuine progress in business, education, politics, and everyday representation.
So is this really a story of pain, or a story of constant reinvention and resilience?
From ancient Kush to modern Silicon Valley, one thread connects every single chapter of this story.
Black history isn't a separate chapter, it's actually the very foundation of American history itself.
Every empire, every rebellion, every invention traces back to strength that refused to be erased.
So the next time someone asks where Black history begins, remember, it begins with civilization itself.